Angels, top tip from Mimo here, always drink coffee through straws, because then it's not going to ruin your teeth, because the straw's at the back, it goes straight down, you still enjoy it, you love life, don't worry about it. You heard it here first, and probably you know that anyway, so cheers to that one. Hello honeys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining me now, then hi, my name is Imogen. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and join my family of Huns, because I genuinely believe we have the most loving family on the internet. I genuinely believe we do. Also, this little makeup situation, it's really not really that much makeup at all. I've got no foundation or anything like that. Foundation on or anything like that. This is on my Instagram right now. I did this like no makeup look. So if you do like this makeup look, then, well, it's not really a makeup look, but it's just that glowy kind of very natural makeup look, because I just wanted to sit here and chat with you, and I didn't want to put loads of makeup on, and I just thought I just literally wanted to be in my slouchies. Oh my god, this is so comfy, by the way. It's unreal. Anyway, today we have another story time video, and this is following on from my previous story time video. I don't know how to get things that link up here. I need to do that, but I'm a rubbish YouTuber, so I'll link it in the description below. There's two parts to this story time already, so I'll link them down below, so go and check them out before you catch up with this one, because we are following straight on. I just want to let you know that I'm doing these story times about bullying, because I genuinely believe that bullying is not just at school, it's throughout life, and I believe that me going through these experiences, I feel like I have to share them with you, because I have a platform where I'm allowed to, and I feel like you're all my best friends, and I have to share this with you because I want you to know that you're not alone. I'm trying my best to make this platform a positive space, and I know these story times aren't positive, but there is a positive outcome at the very end of everything. I will tell you all. I just want you to all know that you're not alone. I want you to please stand up, speak out. If you are in a toxic relationship, in a bad friendship, if you are being bullied at school, in a work environment, please speak out. I will link all of the charities that I'm donating all of these AdSense from all of these videos to down in my description. I will also leave the helplines in case anyone wants to talk to someone who isn't involved in their life, in their family, anything like that. But every Sunday we have Storytime Sunday, so buckle up, get ready, subscribe, join the family of Huns, because we're the best. I love you all so much. Let's get on with this video. I also just want to say a massive thank you to all of your support for my last videos. I was so nervous to put them out, I really was, because it's something really personal that obviously affected my life, and something I went through, and not something that I felt as though I wanted to speak about for a long time, and I haven't spoken about it for a long time since I dealt with it back when I was being, you know, when I was going through counselling and stuff like that. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to every single person who's been so wonderful about what I've shared with you. You're the most supportive, amazing angels in the world, and I'm so grateful to have you. And I genuinely believe we all have each other, and I want you to all be friends. So find each other in the comments, and please make friends and make sure that we're not alone. So basically, following on from my last video, it became the online abuse continued. It was a constant ongoing thing that ended up going on for the whole nearly 2 years that I was bullied at this school. And I know maybe it might seem that 2 years doesn't sound that long, but when you're being bullied every single day and night, day in, day out, it was horrific. I was having it throughout the day at school, the abuse, and then going home and having people tell me to die every night and how to kill myself. And that can really take a toll on a person. That can really affect you, and it really did. And I'll talk about that, you know, in the next coming videos, what happened to me, etc., and how I really dealt with it. But going to school every day, where it just began to get worse and worse and worse. And this is when the physical abuse started. This is when I really couldn't take it, because I wasn't eating. I wasn't the strongest person anyway. I mean, listen, I've got dancer's quads, I've got dancer's legs, I've got a dancer's physique. I could probably take anyone on, and I would if they came for my family and my friends and all of you. But for myself, when you feel like the whole year group, I didn't feel like it, when you know the whole year group is against you, it's very challenging. It's very challenging. And for me, if I'm honest, I was so skinny at the time. You could see every rib of mine, because I wasn't eating. I guess I was just deteriorating. I was living on this nervous energy. Like, even if I would eat, it would just run straight through me. Sorry if that's too much information. These girls became mean girls. Essentially, it was literally like living out Mean Girls in real life, but it was so much more abusive. It was so bad. Let me just get a little cover here, because I really want to get snuggly. Okay. Now I feel comfortable. There we go. Even though I'm wearing a snuggly jumper, like, are you okay? Probably not. This is how bad it was. This is like Mean Girls. Like, you couldn't even imagine. You couldn't even imagine it. Like, honestly, if I was listening to this, I'd be like, what is going on? Like, is this even, I don't even know. So it started at school as just passing me in the corridor and pushing me or barging me over. Like 3 of them, 4 of them at a time. Or sometimes it was just 1. And sometimes, you know, it was just 2 of them in a pair. But whatever they did, they made sure that I felt so intimidated to the point where it could have been just 1 person, but to me it felt like 6. And they pushed me over and they'd kick my shins and I'd fall over. And then if a teacher came into the corridor or like saw something or like thought they, you know, saw me fall over or something like that, they were so clever. And me completely being abused and completely in an absolute awful situation, I was never going to tell the teacher. Why would I tell the teacher? Because I know that it would get worse. And what they would always say to me is, if you told a teacher, if you told anyone, we would kill you. And listen, I don't think those girls had it in them. I really don't believe that. I don't believe they did at all. But when someone says that to you, essentially all I was being told at night was to die and all these things, you genuinely believe that these people want you dead. So if I was to tell a teacher on them or tell my parents on them, I know my parents would have gone absolutely crazy, which they did, as any parent would, but you fear for your life. You actually fear for your life. You think, if I actually told a teacher here, they would actually come for me. They would actually kill me. And I actually believed it at the time. Now I know they wouldn't have. I know they wouldn't have. But at the time I genuinely believed they would have killed me. And I just lived in fear. I lived in constant fear for my life. It was horrific. Like, looking back now, it all seems a bit of a daze and it all seems a bit, it just seems surreal even talking about it, that like people even have that in them to be that malicious and disgusting and evil. But the thing is, maybe when you're younger you don't realise the power of words and the power of your fists and the power of your feet and what you do to people. You don't realise how detrimental that can be on your health, or maybe you do. And maybe they like the fact that they were really affecting me as a person. I don't know. I will never be able to get in the mind of what they thought or ever be able to understand why they did what they did. But yeah, I really feared for my life and it just began to get worse and worse and worse. I remember every day when it was sports or if we had like games or anything like that, I remember thinking to myself, I'm gonna get beaten up now. Like, I had to go into the locker room to get changed. And I remember thinking, okay, this is it then. Gonna go and get the shit beaten out of me. Excuse my language, but it was true. And I'd have all these bruises all the time on my legs. My mum and dad would always ask. But the thing is, growing up, I was always a tomboy. I mean, I know you might be like, what, Imogen, because you're so like, hi, honeys, but I swear I was a tomboy. Like, I loved football, I loved sport, I loved going out with my dad, I loved doing adventurous things. I was a lot more like that than my older brother was. He liked to read, he loved things indoors, and I was like, I want to do this, climb, whatever, put myself in heights and dangerous positions or whatever. But my parents always saw me with bruises because I was always just going out and getting bruised, and I bruised really easily. Ask my mum bruises so easily. You literally flick my mum's arm and she's got a bruise. They questioned a lot of things, my parents, but they didn't ever want to question my weight to me because they never wanted to make me think that it was a problem or that there was an issue. They knew that they were monitoring it, and I was eating. I never had an eating disorder, but I wasn't eating at school because I knew that I couldn't, because I would get teased for being on my own, walking over to the school that we had to eat our food in. It was hell. So I would just sit in a toilet or do everything I could to go to matron so that I didn't have to eat there. So I was losing weight because I wasn't eating lunch or breakfast. And my parents did worry about it, but they thought maybe it was just the way I was growing and I was stretching out. You know, it was that age where you kind of are changing and whatever. But my parents did question the bruises. They did really question me and the way I was. I was so secretive. They tried to get on the computer and I would go mad. If they tried to get on the computer and tried to read my conversations, I remember throwing something at the computer so they couldn't get on the computer. I remember it. And I used to unplug the keyboard. I used to unplug the internet. I was just I was wired. I was wired because I just didn't want them to find out, because I thought if they then found out, they're going to then tell the school and then I'm going to get killed. Like, that's genuinely how it was. I genuinely was absolutely living on edge every single minute of the day. I mean, they'd spit on me when they were beating me up in the toilets. They would bash my head against doors, walls. And the thing is, I look at people now, right? And you can literally punch someone once and it can kill them. Like, I am so lucky that they either weren't that strong or my head and my body could take a lot, because it was a daily occurrence. It was a daily occurrence that they would absolutely beat the shit out of me. Honestly, like they'd bash my head. They'd pick my head up and bash it and bash it and bash it against the door on the cubicle. They'd bash it against the toilet. They'd put my head down the toilet. They would honestly do everything they could. They'd rip my hair. During this whole situation, I had alopecia, and that's when my parents really started questioning things. I was losing my hair at the sides, and I still, sorry. Whoa. Sorry, that was really, really hard for me to talk about. Oh, I always think I'm so much, oh no, I am strong, but I think I don't allow myself to feel something sometimes. I feel like I've always got to be like, this is what happened, but actually talking about it, it's not nice at all. So yeah, so I had alopecia, and that's when my parents really, really started to think what was going on, because my mum obviously started seeing that I was losing hair. All around here, it was completely bald, and I'm really lucky now that it's grown back, but it's still very, very thin. Like the hair there is very, very thin. I had it all at the back as well, on my crown, because I was just so stressed, I guess. I was just losing my hair. And at the age that I was, 13, 14, that was like a really difficult thing to have, because not only was I being bullied, but I was then being teased for having bald patches, because we had to wear our hair up at school, and when I'd wear it up, you could just see the patches. Sorry. Yes. But they'd pull every bit of hair I had out. They actually ripped my earlobe. I'll try and get closer. They actually ripped my earlobe. Can you see there's like a hole? I think you can, but I can't wear earrings now. I wanted to actually get a piercing next to it. Do you think I should do that? Because I really like wearing earrings, but this one's fine, but this one obviously isn't fine. If anyone has any suggestions, then please let me know, but I'm thinking of just getting a little piercing next to it. I'm worried then it will go into it, but maybe a little bit further out, maybe here, because I really do want to wear earrings again, because I love earrings, like even like little gold hoops. I think it would look really cute with this outfit. Anyway, going off on a tangent. I remember when I first got my ears pierced, and my older brother was so kind. It was for my 13th birthday, and I was so excited. My parents didn't allow me to get my ears pierced until I was a teenager. Didn't get a phone until I was a teenager, which I really appreciated. I feel like I'm so lucky that my parents made me wait for things. I still think 13 was too young to even have a phone then anyway. But I got my ears pierced, and my parents were really worried about everything. They worried about everything all the time. And I got white gold studs from H&M Samuel, because they were like, you're gonna get your ears infected. We have to get this properly done. And I remember everyone used to get their ears pierced at Claire's, but my parents were like, no, they'll get infected there, just because they're warriors. Like, they would do everything they could to save their money, but if it was something that could affect me, they were like, no, we are definitely going to H&M Samuel. So my older brother for my birthday got me white gold studs, and I loved them so much. I was like, oh my god, they're white gold, they're amazing, they're so beautiful, thanks Jacob. I was so grateful. And I remember everyone knew this, that I had them, and it was just when I could take them out. You know when you're not allowed to take them out, is it 6 weeks or 8 weeks healing process? But up until that time I was just wearing masking tape. Anyway, for sport my teachers were like, you have to take it out, you have to take it out. So I took them out, and I remember leaving them in my bag, and they just got stolen because the girls knew that they could take them. And I mean, who would want to wear my earrings? Like, they've been in my ears, but they just did everything they could. They would bring bleach from their home and put it in my PE kit. So when our school clothes had to get put in our PE bags when we were playing sport like netball or something, I would have bleach all over my white shirt. And also my parents used to get really angry as well, because I'd always have to get new shirts and stuff like that, because they used to think that it was just me. Like, they used to be like, what are you doing, like, at school? And I used to be like, oh, we were playing in the toilets, I'm sorry. My parents had to keep buying shirts. They weren't cheap to keep buying shirts, school cardigans, the little cravats we used to have to wear. They'd just get covered in bleach. Oh, this was their favourite one. They'd go to the toilet, wouldn't flush it, and then they'd put my hair and my head, not really my face, but my hair in the toilet, and I would have piss in my hair all day. I just used to stink of piss. Actual piss. They'd put my hair in the toilet and it'd be covered in piss, and I'd be walking around school stinking of piss. And you know what? The teachers acted like they didn't know what was going on, but I know they did. I know they did, and I will get to that when my parents fought against the school and all of that comes, because I know you're probably thinking like, how did this come to a head and how did this come to a close? Like, I will tell you. And also, by the way, I'll tell you in a bit how my parents ended up finding out, because this is where it sort of gets to that point where my parents started finding out. But yeah, they'd spit on me all the time, and being spat at makes you feel like an animal. Like, it actually makes you feel like you are being targeted like an animal, like you're in a zoo and you deserve to be spat on. I had no self-confidence. Absolutely none. Absolutely none. I used to look in the mirror and I used to be like, you are ugly. Everyone hates you. You are disgusting. You are fat. I'm being honest with you. This is how I used to feel. It's hard even talking about it now, because I know that so many people go through this on a daily basis, and the thought of anyone feeling like this absolutely kills me inside. But I was just being abused. I was being abused, and abuse makes you feel like if you weren't there, then it would just be better for people. You feel disgusting in yourself because you don't blame them. You blame yourself. You start thinking that it's you. You start thinking, well, everyone must hate me because I have something wrong with me. There has to be something wrong with me for all these people to not like me. You don't ever think that it's them. You never do. Now I know it's them. Now, after years of dealing with it and after going to counselling and being better in myself and having confidence now, I know it's not me. I know that I was a nice person, and I know that I have a lot of flaws, but I never did anything wrong to them. I know that they are nasty people. I don't know if they've learned from this, and I don't know if they even know what they did was wrong. I don't even know that. I don't even know that. I never got the chance to speak to them after everything that happened. I don't know what they're like now. But one thing I will say is, I know now that this wasn't me. It was all them. And that makes me feel a lot better inside. But at the time, you genuinely believe that you are scum, and that's why no one likes you, and you're just disgusting. I mean, it even got to a point where all the boys would do it in my class as well, because there was a lot of twins in my year, and there were also brothers of other girls and cousins. It was all very, you know, click, click, click. And also just boys, they wanted to jump on it too. And these boys were nastier than any boys I've ever met in my life. Like, honestly, these boys actually bullied me too. Like, boys bullied a girl. For what purpose? For what reason, hun? Like, what? They would put chewing gum in my hair, so I would be sitting in front of them in maths, and I just all of a sudden go to the back, and there was it. Even when I tried to tie my hair up in a bun, they'd find a way to ingrain that to chewing gum. My mum and dad used to always have to cut the chewing gum out because it was so in there, they couldn't do anything about it. Like, my mum would try and rub it out with conditioner, but I'd just be like, we were just playing at school. My mum and dad must have thought I was so naughty, like always playing around with these people, getting bleach on me, like chewing gum on me. But my parents gave me a hard time every day because they'd question me. I know that they weren't stupid and they knew something was up, but they had no proof. They'd called the school a couple of times, which I didn't know about, and the school said, I'm fine, I'm really happy in my classes. Happy in my classes. Happy in my classes. I would tell my mum and dad that I loved the school so much because I just couldn't tell anyone. I actually just couldn't tell anyone. My mum and dad just thought and assumed if something was going on like bullying, the school would know about it. And the school would be the ones to call my parents. So my parents calling the school and the school saying that Imogen was really happy, they were like, sweet, Imogen's happy. Like, wow, okay, that's fine then. You know, as any parent would. You wouldn't start thinking the school are lying to me, would you? You just wouldn't. You'd take it on the surface as it is. I mean, in the next coming stories, there are definitely more abusive behaviour and stuff that happens where I ended up in hospital, stuff that happened to my dad. I mean, sometimes they actually hold me up by the throat and it felt like someone was actually strangling me. And this is so bad. This is so bad that I'm even saying this. But at the time, this is how bad bullying can be, and this is how bad abusive, toxic behaviour can be. That when they were doing this to me, I actually used to think, it'd probably be better if you don't let go and you just end me now. And that actually hurts me so much because my parents loved me so much and my parents loved me so much and so did my brother. And I wasn't even thinking about them. Like, if I wasn't to be there, I know it would have been horrible for them. Not because I'm amazing or anything like that, but I'm their daughter and I'm their sister, and I was just in such a bad place because of the abuse I was going through. So I'll tell you about how my parents found out now. So basically my parents really didn't believe the stories that I was giving them. And I sleep talk a lot. I sleep talk all the time, to the point where sometimes you can even ask me questions and I'll talk back. Not full-on conversations, but I will answer questions. Anyway, my dad basically gave me this big old spiel and told me that him and mum were arguing. And I was like, oh, that's really sad. And I was like, oh my God, I don't need this now. Please don't break up, you know, whatever. I was like begging them not to break up, but it was all a big lie. And my dad said he wanted to sleep on a mattress on the floor in my bedroom. I was like, yeah, all right, well, as long as you and mum sort it out, fine. So he slept on the mattress a couple of nights, but actually it was mum and dad hoping that I would say something in my sleep so they could find out something. Well, anyway, I did. And that is how my parents found out that I was being bullied, because I slept talk, because I was sleep talking about not wanting to go to school. And I think I mentioned something about 2 girls' names and it just didn't add up. And my parents questioned me and they were like, right, we're going into school Monday morning. And I was like, no, please, you can't. And they're like, we're going into school. And that is when it gets a whole lot worse in the next coming stories. But my parents were the most amazing humans in the whole world, and I respect them every single day of my life. I love them with all my heart because, wow, they fought for me. But that is how they found out. I wouldn't have told them otherwise, and thank God they lied to me. And my dad slept on the floor and found out through me sleep talking, through me being a weirdo. Chilled, loved it, absolutely loved it. But yeah, so sorry that this has been a bit of a, I feel like they're really sad videos, but I just want you to know that there is a massive positive at the end of all of these story times that I want to give you, and I want you to just have a little brief bit of it now, that I am so happy in my life and I am so happy where I'm at. But I couldn't even tell you how weird this is for me to say, but I am so grateful that I went through what I went through, because I genuinely believe that we don't know how strong we actually are until we go through something where we have to be strong. Being strong is your only option. Surviving is your only option. And I truly believe that everything I've been through in the past has made me the person I am today, and it's made me a strong person, and I'm grateful for that. And I truly believe if you don't find a positive in every negative situation you go through, no matter how dark and deeply devastating it is, and how depressed you are and low you are and anxious you are, if you can't find a positive, then there's no point in going through all of it. And I am so lucky that I can sit here now and reflect and think to myself, I'm glad you did that to me, because I am a strong person and I did get through it, and I'm here now. And I don't know where you are in the world, but I am a strong, independent woman who, yes, baby girl, who would never ever do that to anyone, who now has taken that experience, and I feel like I've made it a positive one by also sharing it with all of you, because I want to raise awareness of bullying. I will one day have my own charity. I will. Watch this space. I one day will be an anti-bullying ambassador or something like that. I promise you. But I want you to all know that you are not alone. Please speak up, please speak out, because we all have each other. I promise whatever you're going through at the moment, you will get through it. There is definitely going to be a massive story time at the end of all of these story times, talking about the positives that I found from everything, and who I am now and how I got through it, and you know, the counselling and all those things that I went through. I want to talk to you all about that. But this is the end of this video. I'm really sorry if it's been really sad and I've cried, and it's probably been a bit all over the shop. I feel like my English hasn't been very good. I don't even know what I've been talking about. Has it been a bit, I don't know, see, can't even do it now. I feel like it's been a little bit of an old gobbledygook. But I really hope that, not that you've enjoyed it, but maybe you've enjoyed listening to a story. Maybe you've taken something from this video. Maybe it struck a chord with you. Maybe it struck a nerve with you. Maybe you can relate to it. Whatever you take from this video, I'm grateful that you're even watching. So thank you so much. Please make friends in the comments with all each other. Like, I all want us to be just one big hun family, which we are. I love you all so much. So if you are new here, please subscribe. I'd be so grateful. Every single Sunday we have story times, and also I upload every Tuesday and Sunday at 5 PM and sometimes Fridays at 7 PM for like a little special video, you know, just like an added extra. I mean, it's not that added and it's not that extra, but if you want an extra video on Fridays, then just let your gal know. But yeah, I upload every Tuesday and Sunday, and I have some really exciting videos coming for you, which aren't so like dreary. I'm sorry about this, but I just wanted to do my story times. I've got so many story times up my sleeve, you don't even know. That's why they're Batwing, because there's so many story times in there. Okay, so if you are new here, then basically I play a song game where you just gotta guess a song that I'm into. Also, I know I didn't mute the last one in the last video. I'm so silly. I'm like, let's play the song game, and I just didn't mute the song. Cool one, Imo. Well done. Well done, baby girl. You're a very good YouTuber. Gold star to you. I'm so rubbish. Oh my God, I'm so zoomed in. Oh no. No. Okay, my camera's about to die. Quickly, quickly. Angels, we have post notification shout out. My shout outs go to Shannon Pointer and Laura Beth. I love you both so much. Thank you for subscribing to me. Thank you for being Huns. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for liking me. I don't know if you do, but please, I hope you do like me. If you want a post notification shout out, all you need to do is retweet my video when it goes live on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe and turn that post notification bell on. I love you. I'm sorry if this has died already, but I love you all so much. Also, I just looked at this and the straw's gone, and how much have I drunk? You know when you look at something, you're like, did I drink all that? I